There we stood, high above the Crocodile River, viewing wildlife and this pristine wilderness. It was the height of a very beautiful season. On the other side lay Kruger National Park, famous around the world for its expanse and its collection of wildlife. And yes, they are wild. It's the closest thing we have to the Africa we have in our hearts, but it's far from the reality of much of Africa today. Then I noticed my sweet wife, my little wild branch, staring quite stressed into the landscape. Her demeanor is very different from that of the past 4 weeks, where we were traveling and talking with conservationists and experiencing their successes and their challenges. Her normal, happy, vibrant self is distant and sad. Her view of the Kruger is of its vulnerability, which has just been made more real by a Rhino documentary that we just previewed before coming to the overlook. Over the past 5 years, she has worked tirelessly to bring awareness to the plight of wildlife in Africa. Mostly online, and now spending 6 months a year in our old Land Rover searching for people saving wildlife one critter at a time. She connects with like-minded people from throughout the world, sharing stories, getting people involved, finding and supporting efforts, and mostly awakening hearts to the beauty and the plight of her precious creatures, her precious Africa. With the feelings from the gruesome documentary still very fresh in her mind of rhinos being poached almost with impunity, she stares across the river where the majority of this tragedy is taking place. Yes, in the Kruger, the place where they're supposed to be safe. The numbers are well known, from little over 100 rhinos being poached in 2009 to over 1,000 last year, and easily 1,500 projected this year. Standing on the overlook, the numbers turn from a crisis in the news to beautiful individual creatures being slaughtered for body parts, with orphaned calves, and complex problems where there is no simple solution. The complexities of greed, politics, cultural differences, hunger, apathy, pride, and a lack of understanding all contribute to Margrit's sadness. How can we expect to save the wildlife if we can't even save an iconic species like the rhino? Yes, there is much hope generated by so many who dedicate their time, money, and lives to this cause, and so many causes like it for wildlife. It's heartwarming, and she carries on. I have known for a while now that her priorities are our kids and grandkids, wildlife, and somewhere in there me. Yet to be part of her love of life and her deep involvement, I consider myself a lucky man to be on the list. What would life be without people who care so much? Thanks, my little wild branch.